Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of 5-Minute Gaming News, the show that may or may not be 5 minutes. I'm Elspeth, filling in for Jesse, and here's what you need to know today in gaming. Today in the news, while HBO's The Last of Us has been hailed as a critical hit, it looks like the recent PC port of Part 1 is as rough as one of Joel's nail bombs. The Last of Us Part 1 released yesterday on Steam to a barrage of negative reviews. Terrible optimization reads one of the game's user reviews marked as most helpful. Game takes more than 8 gigs of VRAM on medium settings, 100% CPU utilization in menu. It's really sad to say, but this is a horrible PC port, writes another user. I love this game so much, I have bought this game 3 different times already, so it's sad to say that this game is horribly optimized for PC. One user even claimed that their game crashed 12 times throughout a 3.5-hour gaming session. In addition to crashes, users are reporting a plethora of glitches, including frozen character models, staggering cutscenes, and texture issues. Now, issues like this can put a damper on the game's experience, or they can make a game unintentionally hilarious. Some of my favorites include Joel turning into Groucho Marx, Santa Joel, and Tess doing whatever this is. The Part 1 PC port was initially delayed in February with the following statement from Naughty Dog. And so we want to make sure that The Last of Us Part 1 PC debut is in the best shape possible. These additional few weeks will allow us to ensure this version of The Last of Us lives up to your and our standards. Well, that post has aged well. Look, Jesse said it here and I'll say it here too. Game development is no easy task. I mean, who knows what challenges Naughty Dog and Iron Galaxy faced, or if there was a rush to get it out ASAP in order to catch up with the HBO series in March, and maybe the game just needed longer to bake. In any case, I personally hope that the issues get resolved quickly because I feel everyone deserves to play The Last of Us. It's such a special game, and it deserves to be played the way the devs intended it to be played. So hopefully they can get these issues resolved very quickly. And speaking of game releases, BioWare veteran Mark Darrah has returned to assist in the completion of the highly anticipated Dragon Age 4. Darrah, who previously acted as executive producer and head of all things Dragon Age, retired from BioWare in 2021 after almost 25 years at the studio. He's now been brought on as consultant to oversee the post-production and shipment of Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Samantha Ryan, senior VP and group general manager at EA, stated, "They've been taking their time on the next Dragon Age, trying new things, bringing in the right people, and making sure they're refining their game. That's normal for a complex game of this genre. This phase of production takes time, and the studio wants to make sure it gets it right for its fans." Yes, it's very important that BioWare gets it right. After the lackluster releases of Andromeda and Anthem, it's crucial that BioWare hits a home run and not a strike 3. And Dragon Age 4 has had a tumultuous development, to say the least. The game has undergone a ton of revamp work, including being multiplayer-focused and later having those elements scrapped entirely. Additionally, earlier this year, alleged screenshots and leaked footage from Dreadwolf showcased more hack-and-slash action RPG gameplay, hearkening viewers to refer to it as BioWare's take on God of War. I think that's an interesting take, but you know, I'm here for it. I'm here for maybe a new type of BioWare game that we might not have seen yet. And you know what? I love mythology. Throw that in any game. Thank you. Thank you for doing that, BioWare. And you know what? Thank you for taking your time on something that they know means so much to the fans. That's crucial. And it says they're paying attention to the community, you know? In other news, the U.S. government is under increasing pressure to examine the competition between PlayStation and Xbox in Japan. As if the current TikTok hearings weren't enough, it seems that various members of Congress are asking President Biden to do something about Sony. Honestly, it's wild to see the words Biden and Sony in the same sentence without it being like, hey, did you see that deepfake AI take on Biden where he ranks his favorite Sony characters? It's pretty weird. The Republican letter to the U.S. Trade Representative alleges Sony signs deals designed to keep Japanese games from Microsoft's Xbox, which may violate Japan's antitrust laws. The Japanese government's effective policy of non-prosecution when it comes to Sony appears to be a serious barrier to U.S. exports, with real impacts for Microsoft and the many U.S. game developers and publishers that sell globally but see their earnings in Japan depressed by these practices. The letter from Democrats reportedly reads similarly. Who knew the issue that would bring both parties together is video games? Go figure. But anti-competition is a huge topic at the moment, and it's also what Microsoft is being sued for by the FTC. However, if the US already sees Sony as a big competitor, this may just be another reason to approve of the Activision/Blizzard merger with Microsoft. That's it for today's 5-Minute Gaming News. Feel free to check out Jesse's latest indie review and check out my channel, twitch.tv/Elspeth, for more things Elspeth. Cheers, everybody. Have a good one.